Yes, people, welcome back to another video on Everton fans. You're going to love me, but you might also hate me a little bit. Why? Because I'm here to talk about Ilman Ndiaye. That rhymes. It sounds great because he is a phenomenal footballer. And I have to talk about him because I spoke about Everton in the summer and I've got a lot of views on my channel. Big up the Everton community and everything. I really appreciate it. About the rebuild that David Moyes and the club is doing with going into the new stadium, signing Tierno Barry. You've got Dewsbury Hall, you've got Tyler Diblin, you've got some exciting players through Jack Grealish, of course, as well. But the player that's already been there and the player that is looking like he is ready for that next step, Ilman Ndiaye, the 25-year-old Senegalese international, is just a lovely footballer. If you love football, you have to like Ilman Ndiaye. It's as simple as that. But because the guy is majestic, I love it. I feel like he gives you the street baller type of feel, but he brings it to the professional game. He's not been contained. He's not been reined back. David Moyes has said, yeah, do you know what? I understand the talent. I understand how good you are. Play in your position. But when you need to do what you need to do, go and do it. And that's the difference. I'm not saying he's the same as Jack Grealish, by the way, but a perfect example. Jack Grealish at Aston Villa, we know that he was the main man, the ball carrier, wins the fouls, the creator, goal scoring at times as well. Jack Grealish got his move to Man City, and people said, yeah, it didn't quite. He had a good 6 months at Man City when they won the treble, but really, it didn't quite work out because he had to adapt to Pep. He got contained a bit. He got put in a bottle. He wasn't able to be Jack Grealish that we all knew when he was at Aston Villa. But Ilman Ndiaye has gone to Everton, and he is Ilman Ndiaye. And if not, he is getting better. And that's credit to David Moyes. That's credit to the team around him. And it's credit to Ilman Ndiaye as well, because he's working hard. He's trying to improve. He's in the international team now. He's going to the World Cup next year. Touch wood if he stays injury free. And to just look at this player and respect to Everton. I love what they're trying to do, the type of players they're going for, and they're trying to get into the top 10. And rightly so. Everton are a big club. But when you just look at Ilman Ndiaye, respectfully, I think he could be at a top 5, top 6 club. And I know there's no such thing really as top 5, top 6, but a big club. And I'm not saying Everton aren't a big club, but when I say big club, I'm about a team that are challenging for trophies. That's literally kind of how I put it. A big club that's going into the Champions League, challenging for trophies and things like that. And Ilman Ndiaye is the ilk of that player that I believe can take that next step next summer. Now, look, for him to leave Everton, for him to move, they're going to get a big fee. I'm talking 60 million plus. I don't know what they signed him from, how much they signed him for, but it's going to be a big fee where they're going to get a good profit in, 100%, because this guy is just brilliant. Look, they lost to Man City on the weekend, and yeah, it was a 2-0 defeat, but Everton had chances. Everton had moments, especially at 0-0, to get the first goal. Beto didn't convert his chances, and that is the small margins at the end of the day when you're playing the top teams. But when you look at just Ndiaye's performance as a whole, despite being on the losing side, that guy was a pain in the arse for Manchester City. And it wasn't just the one. I'm not coming on here doing this based off one game. No, I've been a big fan of Ilman Ndiaye for a long time. But with him, you've always said, can he be consistent? Can he start taking it to the next step? And the same thing could be said for Antoine Semenyo, who's at Bournemouth and obviously doing his thing this season. But these guys are. We're 8 games into the Premier League already, and you're looking at these two and thinking, they are phenomenal footballers. They are the next two, for me, in that wide department, attacking department, that are ready for the next step. And rightly so, because Ndiaye against Manchester City, he was just causing chaos. You look at modern day footballers, and when you say, what do you want when you come to your team as an attacking player? Well, you're going to want the flair. Ilman Ndiaye has the flair. He's got the ability to kind of make something out of nothing. He's got that ability to do some magic. So he's got the flair, 100%. He's got the creativity. He can pick a pass like he did for Beto in that first half. He can create, he can score. And that's a big part of it as well, scoring goals. Look, his stats aren't amazing, but I feel like he should have more goals for the way he plays, if that makes sense. I think like the goals are coming. This year in the Premier League, he's got 3 goals in 7 games. Last year, he got 9 goals in 33 games. I think this year, minimum, he's looking to get into that 10 to 15 mark. I think you can do that. He's got 31 more games to score 7 more goals. He can definitely do that. And I potentially believe he's on penalties as well. So if you're looking at Ilman Ndiaye this season, if he stays fit, he can definitely be looking at that 10 to 15 goal mark, maybe 5 assists. And if you can get that and get towards 20 goal contributions, 15 to 20 goal contributions, that's an improvement, because last year you got 9, no assists. this year, if you can aim for 15 to 20 contributions, I think that's valuable, especially to a team like Everton with other players chipping in. But at 25 years of age and the maturity and the levels of consistent performances he's showing now, this guy is definitely going to be someone on the market that big teams are looking at. Because like I said, he scored 9 goals last year, so we know he can score goals. And I feel like in this Everton team now, which is getting better, he's going to get more opportunities to score more goals. And I think the creativity side is going to come as well because he's got more space. When you've got Dewsbury Hall, Tyler Diblin, Jack Grealish, being marked or being in possession of the ball, it gives you more space because teams have got other people to watch. It's not just Ilman Ndiaye, which is what you felt like last season. If you stop Ilman Ndiaye, you stop Everton. But now they've got different people that can change the game, and that's going to help him. But you look at Ilman Ndiaye, he works hard, works very hard. You see him tracking back, you see him winning the ball. He's got that determination, he's got that hunger. And if you're not working hard in the David Moyes team, you're not going to be in the starting 11. It's simple as that. David Moyes doesn't give favoritism to players. He's like, go out there, do the A, B, and C's, and the D's can come. Do you get what I'm saying? He wants you to have your basic principles, the core principles, understand the foundation, understand the setup, go out, work hard, make it difficult for teams. That's what David Moyes has always been about, making it difficult to beat and score against. And then you guys do your thing in the final third when the moments come. And I think Ilman Ndiaye is really suiting them now because he's fine on the ball in possession. He's got that close control, the close dribbling to take on a player, to beat a player, and then pass or shoot. But also, he's got the ability to play in that transition. He's a great ball carrier. He gets the ball from the other side of the pitch and takes it into the opponent's half. He commits players. He drives at them. He runs at them. And I just love it because, for me, football's become so tactical now that I feel like some players either are caged in, like I said, or they play a bit with fear, or they're not allowed to be who they want to be. But Ilman Ndiaye gives me that throwback type of footballer that just says, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go out there for 90 minutes. I'm going to enjoy it, work hard for the team, but I'm going to show you what I'm about. I'm going to get fans clapping. I'm going to get fans bums off seats. I'm going to try and do something that gets Everton excited. And he was doing that today, and he's done it throughout the season. And I just think right now, he's that player with Antoine Semenyo. I'm looking at them two and thinking, next summer, one or if not both of them are going to be on the move. And that's no disrespect to their football clubs, but football is a short career. Injuries can happen. If you've got an opportunity to play in the Champions League or play at a team competing for trophies and that offer comes, it's hard to turn down because you might not get that offer again, or you might get injured, or anything can happen in football. And you might just have to say, right, I'm going into my peak now. I think Semenyo is 25 nearly as well, 25, 26 or whatever it is. Look at Ilman Ndiaye at 25. These guys are now coming into their peak years. We're like 26 to 30 bracket. You want to be playing at sort of your best level. And I feel like Ilman Ndiaye is ready for that step up now. I think he's been a brilliant player for Everton so far this season. I think him and Jack Grealish really complement the team. Dewsbury Hall as well has been a phenomenal signing in terms of working hard, coming in there, being robust, fitting into that midfield. I just think Everton need to maybe go out and get someone in that sort of 6-8 role where Garner and Idrissa Gueye are. I think if they can upgrade on that maybe next summer, they'll be on the way to a good position, and obviously getting a striker in maybe next summer as well, because Beto and Tierney Barry's young. Beto's not quite working out, unfortunately. But Everton are in a good place. The fans don't think I'm coming at Everton at all, because of course I'm not. I haven't said anything bad about Everton, but you guys are on the right path. And if you can keep Ndiaye, amazing. I'm not saying you can't. If you can show him that, look, we're going to get players in that are going to elevate us again and give him that back in, then he might say, yeah, I'll stay for another year. But I think the truth is that we can all admit is that Ilman Ndiaye is destined to play at the highest level. I love him. I really do. I really do. I think he's still got a few things to fine tune because he's a bit raw in some areas, but that's because he comes from that sort of street ball inside. He came from Rising Ballers, I believe, that big Instagram page that do, ballers in London and stuff. So he's come from that sort of bracket, that ilk, and you can see it on the pitch. But if you can just fine tune a couple of things, whoever gets Ilman Ndiaye, or if Everton keep him, they've got such a top player. And I had to make this video because I've watched this game this weekend, and I like talking about teams that are not always the big teams. As people know, I like doing content on all teams. And Ilman Ndiaye deserves this today because he's on the right path. He's on that trajectory, and I think he's a top player. So, guys, make sure you like this video. Please make sure you subscribe. Let me know, Everton fans, as well. If you're watching this, let me know in the comments. Do you think you can keep hold of him next summer? Or would it be one of them ones where you're like, do you know what? I can see how good he can be. I understand if he moved on to a club competing for trophies. But it'll be interesting to have this debate with you guys. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. Big up everyone watching. And make sure you like, subscribe. It really helps me reach a new audience. And try and get on my way to 5K. So thank you.